thinks they know Harry Potter and the stone from the worst Thor movie ever, but you've been lied to. The story is not as wholesome as it seems. I did extensive research for the last decade trying to uncover the truth. And the truth is, Harry Potter was told from the wrong point of view. Yes, Susan Bones, it is your time to shine. In the not too distant past, a hardworking man with a severe weight condition marries the love of his life. They have a loving marriage together and have a beautiful baby son. He's a bit mentally challenged, but they don't let that get in the way. There's nothing but love and care in that house. Mr. Dursley works a very demanding job to provide for his disabled son, and his wife has to quit his job to provide for him as well. If things weren't bad enough, another baby gets dropped down on their doorstep demanding they take care of him too. Great, so now Mr. Dursley has to work even longer hours at the office, and Mrs. Dursley has to tend to 2 babies crying on and off throughout the night. They scrimp and save, buying even only 1 set of clothes for both boys because money's tight. They're already stretched on food and other expenses. Harry should be grateful that he has Dudley's old clothes to wear, instead of complaining how they never fit or they're not new. Ingrate. On Dudley's birthday, they try to get Harry to spend some time with the elderly woman down the street, Mrs. Fig, but Harry's disgusted by spending some time with an elderly lady and her cats. So in the end, the Dursleys had to buy another ticket for Harry at full price because it was so last minute. But did Harry think of it that way? Nope. He just didn't want to spend any time with the old folks. And just because Dudley accidentally bumped him, Harry plots this elaborate scheme to attack his mentally challenged cousin with the help of a snake. Trauma and PTSD are the next things that Dudley's therapist has to work with him on. But things don't stop there. A bunch of creepy stalker letters start appearing at the Dursley house. No postage stamp, no return address, a creepy location of where Harry is sleeping at night. The Dursleys are rightfully worried. It could be a letter bomb or anthrax. He tries his best to get rid of the stalker letters, but these people are persistent. This forces the Dursleys to leave their home, which is especially hard on their mentally challenged son. They manage to get as far away as possible, but then the stalkers send their biggest, beefiest neckbeard that they own to break into their house and strong-arm the Dursleys. He brainwashes their nephews to join his cult, and off they go. Harry is all set for this cult known as Hogwarts, and is immediately famous due to no skill or talent of his own. But because he's famous, everyone wants some of that clout, so everyone tries to befriend him. Especially this one redheaded boy. He comes from a family with no concept of contraceptives until they got a girl. Then they figured magic condoms are a must. Most people like to call Ron dumb, but he's actually the smartest out of all of them. Especially that Hermione everyone seems to love. He has a mountain to overcome. His brothers have been tackling dragons, his brothers have been head boys, prefects, amazing Quidditch players, and laugh out loud comedians. If Ron didn't put a name for himself out from day one, he would always be known as the Forgotten Weasley. So what he did is he stopped everyone from coming into Harry Potter's train compartment so he can corner him and declare himself as the best friend. Best friend to the most famous boy wizard in the world. Draco Malfoy was only trying to warn Harry about this elaborate scheme, knowing full well who the Weasleys were. But it was too late. Ron had already latched his soul onto Harry and the two had already soul bonded, so there was nothing poor Draco could do. All he wanted was to show Harry how amazing it would be to be ambitious and cunning. Such traits are far more important than being stubborn and thoughtless and showboaty. Gryffindor. Hermione was also trying to get some of that same clout, but could not get past the ginger guarding him. So she had to come up with a nefarious plot of her own. She tried boasting her smarts in front of Harry, thinking that would be a very valuable trait come exam season, but that didn't work. Then she tried to help Harry in potions class, but that didn't work either. The ginger sees this and gets really frustrated with her. He just finished watching the latest episode of Gossip Girl and wanted to pull Blair Waldorf, so he starts shunning her and bad-mouthing her to all of their friends. In response, she practices some muggle violence on him. But Hermione is not just clever, she's also opportunistic. When a troll comes waltzing in, she could have easily knocked it out herself, but she was thinking, you know what? If I give these two boys the win, they might actually like me better for it. So I'm gonna do that. And the moment they're about to get into trouble, I'm gonna take the fall. That ends up being enough to win points with Harry Potter, much to the ginger's dismay. Then the three of them start profiling Snape. They think greasy black hair and white skin makes you salsa dance with the Death Eaters on Saturday and summon the Antichrist on Sunday. Poor emos, even at Hogwarts they're not even liked. They're immediately against Snape getting the Sorcerer's Stone because they don't want one of the OG goth boys to have unlimited coin and unlimited life points, even though it doesn't really affect them at all. If someone were to go treasure hunting, I would not put that at the same level of evil as someone putting a poor animal in a cramped, unsanitary environment, Hagrid. It's not until later they realize that Snape doesn't want the stone for himself, but for his old pal Voldy, a man with no nose, no body, and no nothing of his own. So it seems to be that Harry, Ron, and Hermione are advocates for pulling the plug on somebody. They trick the Neckbeard into telling them the secret to getting past the dog, and worse, they perform this horrifying curse on a boy who's been constantly bullied and belittled his entire time at Hogwarts so far. Question, does Hogwarts have a therapist or counselor of some sorts? Because Neville's gonna need one after being trapped within his own body for like hours on end. But onto the stone! Instead of protecting the stone with spells and enchantments that are either designed to trap or kill, the teachers got together and were like, why don't we come up with a fun obstacle course that even first graders can get by? Instead of making it damn near impossible to get the lock into the key, they leave 3 broomsticks for you to go and chase it. Instead of having an army of stone statues just ready to beat the crap out of anyone that enters, let's play a nice pleasant game of chess. And instead of leaving the bottles on the table with no rhyme or reason, why don't we leave a nice riddle for someone to figure out, you know? Which one's the poison, which one's the potion? Honestly, that's so nice of them. That's like hints on an exam. But it turns out it was not Snape after the stone, but Quirrell, a man with a severe speech impediment, and the only one that I can recall has a turban at this school. But Harry's not down with that, so he proceeds to murder the man with his own 2 hands and his disabled war veteran friend all in one go. The war veteran manages to escape within an inch of his life, but not before being crippled even more by Harry himself. For some reason, murder is applauded. Not sure why, but it might be because of the principles of this cult. And the cult itself is not free from corruption. At the end of the term, the main senior citizen awards 160 points willy-nilly just because he wanted Gryffindor to take the house cup. He didn't care about the Ravenclaws and their epic studying, he didn't care about the Hufflepuffs puffing their huffle, and he didn't care about the Slytherins that made the most of potions class. Parents got together and flooded the school with complaints of favoritism, but little did they know that school is not a democracy. School is actually a dictatorship where the teachers are always right, and if the students are not Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they're always wrong. If you made it this far into the video, thanks so much for watching. I am probably going to do these for every single book in the series because I find it so fun to do on this rereading journey of Harry Potter. So yeah, if you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Leave a comment about maybe something I missed. Did I forget Seamus? Oh my god. I will only know if you write a comment. So go ahead and do that. And I'll see you next time!